So today we are doing apartment hunting in Chicago. What we are looking for. Okay, we're looking for like a oversized, larger one bedroom, especially since we're sharing. Like nothing too tiny. Something with a lot of natural sunlight, like the large windows, a lot of light flooding in. Obviously, I don't think any of I know that none of the units we looked at were south facing, but some of them still got a lot of natural light. And then washer dryer in unit. Something with like enough closet space. Like, coat closet and like a bedroom closet is nice, but it's also nicer to have like a lot of storage for like other things in life. And then like the overall finish of the apartment, I'm looking for like something with like more character would be nice. I just watched back like what I just filmed and I remember that the like biggest thing that we were looking for is before we actually toured units, we were like looking at units to tour, and I found a lot of loft style apartments that I loved because again, like they have the character, they have like the uniqueness. A lot of them have that custom cabinetry for like optimized storage. But the biggest downside is that they did not have good amenities. Like a lot of lofted buildings, I guess in Chicago, did not have good like amenities in the building, and I just like really wanted amenities in the building, so we kind of like compromised on that, I guess. We weren't able to tour like a lot of lofts because I think there was too big of a difference in what we were looking for. And I liked how large the lofts were. Like they came with so much space compared to an apartment. And also a lot of the lofts were in Lincoln Park, which how I mentioned or I guess I'll mention now. Before we started like booking apartments, I watched a lot of apartment hunting in Chicago videos. Was there actually, maybe I just wasn't looking that hard, but I did not see that many, so I'm glad to like contribute to the apartment hunting in Chicago. Like there's a lot in New York City and LA obviously, but not that many in Chicago. But I would watch the videos and I just realized like it didn't even make sense to like tour in Lincoln Park because it was just like out of our price range. Like what you get for how much it is was just astronomical. It was crazy. So that's like where a lot of the lofts were. But I'm excited for everyone to see the apartment we end up going with because it's actually like the perfect compromise apartment for everyone. I'm really excited to be here. But before we got here, we had to tour like 8 different buildings. We made it. We toured. We went to look at units with both a broker, and then we also found some units like independently that we looked at. So this is the first apartment that we toured with the broker. It was actually really beautiful. I really liked this unit. It had a really nice kitchen. It didn't have like a stove. It just had 2 electric burners. But I kind of go through and show that all the cabinetry was customized. Like it wasn't just the standard cabinets. It was like a really good layout. They were pretty custom. Like this one already had inserts added into it. And then let's see what this one is. Like very deep, tall shelves, which is kind of hard to find in an apartment. And I really like appreciate a kitchen with a lot of like custom elements because it makes it a lot more like functional, a lot easier to be organized. And it's just like the fridge was really nice, obviously. And then it was like the oven and microwave on the side. But I thought it was like really interesting. It was a very unique kitchen. This was the living area, dining room. It was pretty big, like it had the tall ceilings. This was the bathroom that I really liked. I liked the stand-up shower. I loved the stone. And like I just liked the colors in this apartment, like how light they were. I've never seen that stone countertop in an apartment, so that was kind of like interesting. But again, nice drawers. Like it's not just one big undersink drawer that's hard to organize. This was a closet. It was like a walkthrough with a dryer in there. It looked functional, but if you really think about it, it's not that big. It looks big, and it is a good size, but it really is not that big of a closet. This was the bedroom. It was a weird layout. Like, it's very narrow, so depending on, like, which way you put the bed, you're not getting a lot of, like, walking space around. Second apartment. This one, as soon as I walked in, I did not like this apartment. I can't even pinpoint what I didn't like, Turn to the left, that's like the bathroom, just single, like standard one sink, with the shower. And I liked it that they had the 3 cabinets again for like organization. Makes it a lot easier than just one big under the sink that you have to throw everything into. And it's like built-in desk area, which was really nice. And then the bedroom was actually really good size compared to like the other ones we saw. Like a bed fit in there, queen size bed, and you could fit like other furniture in there as well. And the closet was like pretty big. It wasn't like a walk-in, but it indented a little bit, so you had the room on the sides too. And then I had like this little patio. And then the kitchen, I did not like. Oh, I had washer dryer. All of the apartments that we looked at had washer and dryer. And then that was like the living room that you saw towards the end. And then in that same building, we just toured literally the exact same unit, but with a bigger closet and like a different view. And then the bathroom was like a lot bigger. It had the shelves, like the linen closet in there, and overall like more square feet in the bathroom. But like the same style kitchen and everything. Overall, this building I was not in love with. I don't even know why. It was just like the vibe when you walked in. It was not, I just knew it wasn't what I was looking for. But it's okay because we had like 5 more buildings to tour. So this is the next apartment that we looked at, and this one had the best view. I don't think you could find a better view than this for an apartment. And then again, I had that little built-in desk area on the left, which was nice, and like the custom like thick wood shelves, which I really liked. Washer dryer, of course. It had like nice like paneling to hide it. And then the bathroom, I also really like this bathroom, like with the big tiles, the nice like thick vanity. I like that it had a custom look to it. It wasn't just like the standard copy paste that you see everywhere. I mean, in a way it is, but like it's not. Okay, so this is the bedroom. Had carpet, again, like really nice windows. The bedroom was really small. Like I think you could fit a queen size bed, and that's it. But as you can see, the view is like literally really nice. It's literally up the river and the tower and like that intersection of the river, and it's like quite literally perfect. I don't think you could find like a better view. This was like the living room. It was a really good size, but then the kitchen was like that galley style kitchen. It was decent. It was like a decent size, obviously like very nicely renovated. The view is obviously like the selling point. So there's the view again. Really beautiful. But the one sacrifice that there would have to be would be like the galley kitchen, especially since it's such an awkward layout where it's not like truly in the hallway. Like when the galley kitchen is in the hallway, it creates that separation. And once you like exit the galley kitchen, there's that like square room where you have like your living room or your work from home area or whatever. But here it's like the galley kitchen and then the living space, so it makes it really awkward to create a good layout because the kitchen's like right there and it eats into that space. Like my first apartment that I ever lived in like kind of had this layout and it was like terrible to work with. I hated it. So then we toured a different unit in the same building. This one was a 1-bedroom, but the kitchen, as you just saw, was like literally massive. The way the realtor described it was like a 2-bedroom kitchen size for a 1-bedroom apartment. And that's like the closet. That is. Oh, this was the bathroom again. It was like the same bathroom pretty much. Yeah, like literally the exact same bathroom, but just like laid out a little differently. And that. Oh yeah, he was showing like this massive cabinet like in the island store. So this one was a much better size, and honestly, I don't remember the cost. I think it was only like a little bit more per month since it's not a city view. It was the view of the water. Like the view's very pretty, but you could see the Ferris wheel, and I'm really scared of heights, and I didn't want to like look at the Ferris wheel every single day. And I wanted a city view. Like I didn't really care for a water view. But other than that, the apartment was really nice. It was like a really good size with the kitchen and everything. The first neighborhood that we looked at with the broker was in Streeterville. So the next neighborhood that we looked at with the broker was West Loop. It's like a little bit outside, and the buildings are a lot shorter. And just in general, it's a lot like smaller and more quiet, and it's very like heavily restaurant driven. Like we went there for lunch after the apartment touring, And the food was like spectacular. Like all the food that we had in Westwood was the best food I've ever had. This is the first apartment that we viewed with the broker. This was also our first time ever in West Loop. Like all the other times we visited Chicago, we've never gone to West Loop. But washer dryer, and then the bathroom, it's like standard, all white, like very white, very big shower. It was a nice bathroom. So this one had like a massive closet in the beginning as well. Everything in West Loop did feel a little nicer, like higher end. So it's the bedroom. I didn't really like that separation there because it'd be kind of difficult to play around with the layout. But that was a closet. It was nice. I like that it was kind of like customized in a way, made it easier for organization. And then that's like the massive coat closet, like storage area, which is pretty nice. This was like the living area. And this was the kitchen. It had like European appliances, which just means that the appliances were really tiny. Like if you go back, the fridge is tiny, the dishwasher is tiny, which is fine. I wouldn't mind. And this was a different variation we looked at where the dryer was in that massive closet in the beginning, but essentially like a very similar unit. This kitchen had like the little island that it came with, but not all the units came with an island, so we weren't sure like which one we would get. Then again, like had the windows. That's kind of like how it looked like from that way. Like it was nice. It was very white. I don't know if I liked how white everything was. Then this was the bathroom. It was like a lot bigger. And then this was the bedroom. It was a good size, but like looking at it, it's like, ooh, other than a queen bed and like a nightstand or two would fit here. But the closet was really nice. I like that it was like a walk-in closet. I really like that. So this is a different building in West Loop that we looked at, the second building in West Loop. So a little closet, obviously a lot smaller than the gigantic ones we just looked at. Washer dryer, again, like a very nice washer dryer, like a lot nicer than usual. And then walking over here to the bathroom. This was really nice. I loved the like extra space to the side of the sink. Like that's the first time we saw that today. And it was really nice, and like the shower is nice. That's the kitchen, the living area. Ooh, this kitchen was really nice. Like, but I remember that this was not the exact unit, and that the kitchen we would have would not have that extra cabinetry on the side with the fridge. We would just have that piece that you saw right there. And then so like the view, I think the view we would have had is a city view, or maybe like this view. But this is kind of like the view that you have in West Loop if you're not on the city-facing view. So like a good-sized living room. And then this was the bedroom. This was definitely a lot bigger than the previous bedroom we toured, I think. And again, like kind of same view. And then this was the closet, which was a really good size, like walk-in closet, which was really nice. Because obviously, like, we share. The one thing I could not stand was this apartment was literally right next to the train. Like, this is the building, and then there's like the train, but the train's above level, so it's probably like equivalent to the 4th floor, and like the apartment was on the 4th floor. Like, you were literally right next to the train, and it was so bad. It was so loud. And those trains go really often, and I don't think they go until late at night, but the line that we were next to specifically had like different lines going through it. Like it had the pink line, the blue line, the red line. Like I think all the lines went through that track that was right next to the bedroom. So it would just be like loud at all times. Because some of the lines only go until a certain time, and then the other lines go until like late. So I did not like that. It was so close to the train. So that's like everything that we looked at in West Loop. After that, we were done looking with the broker. We just went independently. The next one, Isaac actually went to by himself. It was in Gold Coast. And this one was a really good price. This one was the best price out of all of the other ones. $2,600 or something, or like $2,400 or $2,500, like somewhere in that range. And it was really big. It was like 800 something square feet. It was like a little bit outdated, and like it didn't have the floor to ceiling windows, but it was still very roomy and it was really nice. And that was like a good option we were considering. And then after that, we went back to Streeterville to look at 2 different apartments. So the first one we looked at, this apartment was nice, but it was literally tiny. Like, the living room was tiny, the bedroom was like tiny, the closets were all tiny, and I was like, I don't even know how we'd fit in here. Like, this is really small. Obviously, like, very beautiful, but very small. And then we looked at one last apartment, but that's the one that we actually ended up going with, but I didn't like really film it because someone was like living there and I thought it'd be kind of rude. So that's like a surprise. I'm definitely gonna do like a different apartment video, like decorating the apartment and doing like a little tour once it's finished. I wonder what everyone thinks. Like, obviously, like, we went with a different apartment that wasn't shown, but I wonder what everyone thinks like the number one choice was out of everything like shown in this video. Because obviously, like, as we were looking through them, we kind of had like a running list of our favorites. So I want everyone to like comment what they thought my favorite apartment was out of like the ones I showed. Because I'm really curious like what everyone think. I feel like everyone thinks like something differently. But yeah, that's the apartment video. I will definitely do a decorating like decorating the apartment we chose and like reveal, which I'm excited for.